Gaston, welcome to the Elev8 Event Series Podcast. We are so happy to have you. Thank you for coming on. Man, just appreciate you hopping on this podcast on this beautiful afternoon, taking the time out of your day. I do want to, that we haven't met before in person. We just had a brief phone call, and
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know that much about you. So the first question that I do have is who's Gaston? Who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Let me begin by saying I'm actually born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I've had humble beginnings. And life was pretty good. And I remember fixing my car up, right? Immature time of my life, fixing my car up, and it was really fixed up. And I was at a gas station, and a car pulls up. Three guys with guns come out. I tried to get away. They shot me three times with a machine gun on my leg. It's crazy. I wrecked my car. They wind up taking off. I was laid out, thought I was going to die. Turns out, when I thought I was going to die, this lady walks up on me. Very first person on the scene. She grabs my head and in tears tells me that I'm not going to die and everything's going to be okay. And I truly believe that I was visited by an angel who only showed up when I decided to give up on my life on that floor. Now, 3 years, '03 is when it happened, '04, where '05, take all the hardware out, and '06, no, '03 hardware, '04 take out all the hardware, and '05 I got a knee replacement. Then it took me 3 years to walk. During those 3 years of my life, that was the lowest part of my life. I've only had mom, dad, brother, and other brother. And what happened is, oh man, it's crazy, it's cliche, but in the hospital bed during my last surgery, I hit rock bottom, and I was in tears by myself in the middle of the night. And the only thing I could possibly think of doing is just raising my hands and saying, God, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't even know where to begin, but whatever you want me to do, I will do. And my friend, that is where my life completely changed. Doors began to open up. God revealed himself to me. I had visions, I had dreams, and I really would like to put these on a video one day. But I've shared my story countless times, and I've started to realize what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be sharing my testimony. Now, I ran into my best friend who started an energy company here in Dallas in 2005. So I came in 2006. It was called Stream Energy. And it was a multi-million dollar. I believe we had a billion in sales in 3.5 years. Mr. Alex Rodriguez was one of the five founders. He gave me a shot, and I moved to Dallas with no money, no car, and no business attire. He bought me my first couple of shirts and slacks, and man, I climbed up that corporate ladder. Within 10 years, I hit seven promotions. I was managing the call center in Guatemala, not Guatemala. It was in Aguascalientes, and then we had another call center. It was a disaster recovery. Man, things just began to move, and wisdom and understanding began to seep in. And I started realizing, looking through life through a different lens, money doesn't mean what it used to mean anymore. So I'm very grateful to be where I'm at. I'm married, I have two kids, and we have a cleaning company. And all outside of that cleaning company, I started doing financial planning. And believe it or not, now I get to help people spiritually. Now I help people financially. And it's such a beautiful thing for me to do. I go in what I do, I go in wherever people are at financially, find out what their goals are, use the information and all the resources that we have here at Lone Star Financial Network, and we just have a conversation. And if it's a good fit, we move to the next conversation. And then we gather data, and that's basically how I help people. And it's a blessing, man. I really, really, truly believe it's a blessing. It's what I'm supposed to be doing, and I will help people till my last dying breath, is what I say.
What a crazy story that is. That was unexpected. That's a first on the pod for sure.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's the short version.
a lot to unpack there. So,
Yeah,
man, well, I mean, I guess first off, just thank you, appreciate you for sharing. Thanks for sharing your
absolutely,
testimony.
man.
I know that's one of the biggest things in this podcast is just bringing awareness to different people's stories in DFW and different local businesses in the DFW area. So, commend you on being a survivor, sticking through it. I know how. I mean, I never got shot in the leg. I actually I My mom texted me today, and I had tongue cancer 4 years ago. It was tongue cancer surgery. So
Wow.
I can relate a little bit, although my recovery
Yeah.
wasn't 3 years. My recovery was a
Yeah.
lot faster than
It was
that.
three major surgeries in 3 years, and man, I didn't know where else to go, and luckily I chose the right thing. Because let's face it, there was a fork in the road. I could have
Yeah,
went down, or I
yeah.
could have went up, and I chose God, and everything else is history.
So your business today, obviously thriving, and it's financially, it's in financial planning, correct?
Correct. We are financial planners. It's a three prong, and I would say there's the securities part, there's the financial planning part, and there's the actual protection part. And what separates us from other people, and I mean this in no ill way. What I found is what we do is we try to get, even if someone has financial professionals in their life already, what we try to do is we try to play quarterback. We get their securities person in on the table. We get their financial planner, their CPA, their bookkeeper. We get everyone that's entangled with their finance, and we have one meeting. And here's what we do different: we home in on the actual business owner, family, or individual's goals. We find out what their goals are. Let's face it, if you don't have everyone in one room, how are you supposed to get the goals and make sure that the client goals are set? That's one thing that we've kind of uncovered as we go and talk to individuals about their financial goals.
So what would you say is your biggest business accomplishment so far? Like what would you say is
I
your
would have to say our cleaning company. It's been around for almost 10 years now. We do commercial residential cleaning. I know that's not why I'm here, but the answer
Hey,
to your
we are here.
question,
You are here to tell us about your businesses and how we can all connect to DFW. So we want to hear about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So our cleaning company is called The Angel House Cleaning. We've branched out to commercial as well. We didn't think it was going to get as big as it is. Although the pandemic, we took a hit, but we're slowly bouncing back, and I'm so grateful.
And what's the name
I'm
of
so
it?
grateful. The Angel House Cleaning. So
The
you can
Angel
find it
House
on
Cleaning.
theangelhousecleaning.com.
Okay.
And we're here in the North Texas, North Dallas area. But we
Okay.
do have people, customers all around from South Lake all the way to Salina, and in between there. We typically say north of Dallas, down the tollway in 75, but we're here to help. But the thing that we do different on the cleaning company is we don't do estimates. We find out where they're at. We send someone out there. We do a walkthrough. We give them a quote. If they like the numbers, we get them on the schedule. It's that easy. Last thing we want to do is give an estimate, and the customer says, "Hey, well, I didn't realize it was so clean. I didn't realize it was so dirty." Now we try to give them the best possible price, the lowest possible price for our clients, so that way we go out there and find out how much manpower it takes. That way we give them a straight quote, and it's been working out for us. Really has.
So straightforward pricing, truth in pricing, and DFW Metroplex. I
Yes,
would say.
sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
What is your favorite part about owning a business in the DFW, specifically in DFW?
Man, the complexity. I mean, there are a lot of different, so many things to talk about. I would say that North Dallas in particular is a hub for business owners. There are so many opportunities here, and that, of course, that's my opinion. But as I've been, from place to place and network to network, there's so many great people here, man, and there's like just a great opportunity. It's really easy to conversate with people, and I've met a great amount of really good people. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a common thread to that question that I've heard is just and
yeah.
me, I'm from Detroit, so I've been here 9 years, so I'm a transplant too. But I think DFW is such a melting pot of opportunities and people from all over just looking to expand, and I think that's what makes DFW so unique and different. So I'm glad that you're sharing that same
Yeah,
experience too.
yeah. And just recently, I've encountered a Facebook group called Believers in Business, and I just hit it off with them really, really good. It's a Facebook group, and we lead with God, and we give it to Him. And I've met this gentleman named Sean and Chantel, and they have actually invited me in, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of mediator. Such a wonderful group of people.
That's awesome. What
Yeah.
would you say are your two biggest issues with your business right now?
Right now it is just getting appointments on my calendar. So I don't do door knocking, I don't do cold calling. I go out organically and talk to people and just reach out, hey, how you doing? And somehow it just a conversation it comes together. Sometimes I share my story, sometimes I don't. But it is just about getting out there and offering, hey, I would love to have a conversation with you. The last thing I want to do is sell anything, because you know how that works. It just doesn't work. So I offer a free consultation to meet you where you're at financially. If it makes sense, we move. We kind of gather some information. Our company has been around for over 165 years, a conglomerate, and I have all those resources at my disposal. And they've seen a few things, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. The software has been around for over 20 years. It's a financial software that just automates the whole process, and everybody's very happy with it because you can actually find out what actually what kind of financial picture you can give someone. I'll give you an example. If someone makes, let's just say, 5 grand a year, it's easily you type it in there. You take 75, you take their age, you take 65, automatically give you how much money is going to flow to that person's hands. And then, of course, once we do a budget, then we realize, okay, here's what you're spending, here's what you're at. So we work on debt, we work on protection, because what I've learned that not too many people understand is the biggest asset that anyone has is themselves. Because if something happens, their 25, even 10-year plan goes out the window if they're not protected. That's the very, very first thing that we look into.
Yeah, and I would assume with your experience with near death situations, you're probably one of the best people to speak.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And, we have to ask the tough questions. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I typically ask for permission. Hey, I'm gonna ask you some tough questions. Is it okay with you? These tough questions need to be asked in your behalf. And I just kind of get the green light. And then, of course, then they realize what those tough questions are. And of course, it kind of opens their eyes to see what planning needs to happen. Because if they want to leave a legacy, if they want to leave a financial legacy, we have vehicles for that as well. But I would never recommend anything before hearing where they're at financially. That's one thing I've seen out there where they want to offer a product without even knowing where this individual is financially, and it's all over the place. But the integrity that we have, it just won't let me do it. We're fiduciary, so we have a legal obligation to do what's right for our clients.
So, you touched on a little bit about how you get clients, mostly networking. Do you use social media and content at all? Like, what talk to us about that? Like, are you looking to
Yeah.
expand in those areas, or how do you usually?
I definitely am. But with this transition that we're about to take place, I believe the name of the company is going to be Opus One. It's going to be in Addison, and I'm going to be a part of that firm. And I'm going to get the groundwork on that. But right now, Facebook and LinkedIn is my two best friends, and and I just genuinely reach out to people you know with a friendly chat, and it's been working. And then, of course, I would love to expand, but once I get the ground work on what I can and can't do, because let's face it, compliance plays a big part of what we do, especially when working with a big company.
So, what have you ever hosted any events? You said you like to get in front of people, you like to talk to people. Do you host any events, or?
I tried to do my own networking group, but it was right towards the end of Christmas. It just didn't work out. Everybody was going on Christmas. I am actually hosting a luncheon, Believers in Business. It's
Okay.
actually on my Facebook page. I actually sent it out today. It's a small charge, but it's the atmosphere is Christian, and we're looking for entrepreneurs, professionals, business professionals, and we would like to bring them to the table and just have a conversation. It is on Wednesday the 7th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be at the Real Recon, Craig's Ranch,
And that's May
and
7th, right?
that's correct. And you can find it on eventbrite.com.
Oh, that right? Yeah.
And there is a small charge if you want to join us. We'd be happy to have you.
And that's amazing. Is there food, drinks? Is it just come as you
Yes,
are?
yeah, it's you pay for the ticket, and then it's food and drinks there. It's definitely tequila bar,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. It's whoever wants to participate.
that's all. So how are you finding events now in DFW? Like, how are you finding it?
Right now, I would say there's a combination. Facebook is one, and of course, the networking groups that I've visited. There's another one, and of course, every once in a while, I'll find something on LinkedIn. But on LinkedIn, it's more professional based.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for me right now.
All right, last and final question. So close your eyes. I need you to just think for a
All
second.
right.
What is, if you were going to put on a dream event, what would it be for you and your company?
Oh, a dream event. It would be a networking gathering group at a big place, enough time to get as many people as there as possible. I would love to lead it. I would love to start it and share my testimony, and then have everyone just have a great networking event. And of course, if it's available, then I'd love to share what I do, and of course bring give everybody a chance to say what they do and to see how I can help. At the end of the day, it's always how can I help and how can I serve. I think everything else falls into place when you do that.
Yeah. Well, that's, Gaston, like we didn't know what we were getting into on this episode. I think we covered a lot in 20 minutes. I think everybody watching will appreciate your candidness and just obviously just living through something that traumatic and being able to come out the other side and use it as a positive is something that
Yeah.
definitely really elevates you. And we're happy to have you here on the Elevate Event Series podcast. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. There's not a day go by that I don't give thanks. Because it was something to go through for sure.
God is real, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I always say that. It's funny you say that because
yeah,
yeah, he is real.
yeah. Well, thank you, Gaston. Thank you so much again, and we look forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you, Harrison. I appreciate you, man.